Hello everyone, I'm Zach from World of Game Design, and I'm here to help you determine if Dune: Adventures in the Imperium is the game for you. I've both played tabletop games for years and have run a lot of systems. Hopefully this little video will get you the answers you need. Let's make it happen. So what is Dune? From publisher Modiphius, Dune is a role-playing game that takes you into the far future where fear is the mind killer, so you'll need to be sure to keep your wits about you. The Imperium is a place of deadly duels, feudal politics, and mysterious abilities in a universe where a blade can change the fortunes of millions. Build your house, carve your place in the universe, or rebuild an ancient lineage and fight for the Imperial throne. So what other games is Dune like? I'd say it's a lot like Modiphius' other 2D20 games, Conan, Fallout RPG, John Carter of Mars, Star Trek Adventures. They're all in the same 2D20 system, and in my opinion, that system is fairly unique. We've got a whole video on that, so nothing else comes to mind that I could compare this to from a game perspective. If you like the following elements, you should play Dune. The source material. Frank Herbert created what in my mind is one of science fiction's only literary masterpieces. Who wouldn't want to play in that world? Maybe you like plot, intrigue, and politics. If you're tired of games full of fighting, this might be the ticket. Maybe your group of players likes being tied together for a singular goal. In Dune, every campaign centers around a house that all the players are a part of. Maybe you like slower tactical games, and I don't mean combat tactics necessarily. You'll be making lots and lots of plans, second-guessing yourself, and negotiating with your allies and enemies to place your house in exactly the right position. Maybe your players like having extra agency in the storytelling right alongside the GM. These are great reasons to play Dune. If you don't like these next elements, maybe you shouldn't play Dune. A setting that's full of itself. You'll likely want at least a base knowledge of the Dune universe in order to discern certain aspects of the game. Maybe you don't like referencing a character sheet. There's a lot of referencing of character sheets. Maybe you don't like complex multi-step mechanics and, kind of alongside that, at times vague ideas about the end result of a complex multi-step mechanic. For example, go and try and find on your own first read-through a definitive answer for how a player character might die in battle. You might find it out, but for the most part, it's gonna be a challenge. The rules insist on being vague at some of the least ideal times. Maybe you don't like conflict or competition between GM and players. The GM in Dune accumulates a currency called threat that they can spend to wreck the best laid plans of the party at just the worst time. In my opinion, it's a blast and makes the stories all that much more complex and epic. But it's not going to be for everyone. Let's get to our currency score. For ease of access, we're going to give this 3 of 5 Soleri. This is a pricey book, and with no option like Demiplane or D&D Beyond right now in early 2022, for a player to cut the cost, it's going to be a big buy-in for your table. That said, you can always snag a PDF or even the free quick start guide, but it's a pricey buy-in. On the content side of things, we're going to do 4 of 5 Soleri, meaning we're referencing here the core book content. The book itself is laid out nicely, and it's easy to navigate, especially that delightful, absolutely delightful reference guide they have in the back. The small ding is for the small amount of NPC and creature stat blocks for you to encounter and interact with. Your GM is going to have to do some work there on their own for any expansive campaigns. On the system side of things, we're going to go with 2 of 5 Soleri. I'm not going to lie, 2D20 can be a rough learning curve. If this is your first foray into that space, it may be a significant roadblock to your enjoyment. Put together how to play video to help with that, though. And that said, if you're already familiar with the system, or if you crave diving into technical sides of a game, this might actually bump it up a couple points for you. Next is theme. We're going to do a full 5 of 5 Soleri on this. This book and system working together absolutely facilitate an incredible Dune experience. You can tell the writers have an abiding love for the source material. 5 of 5. And for support, we're going to roll right in with another 5 of 5 Solari. Holy crap, you can get this on Roll20. Modiphius has also cranked out a collection of additional adventures in digital form and a larger book focusing on the planet Arrakis and the stories you can tell there. The core book has only been out for a year, and as of this recording, and there's already plenty of stuff to keep you running for a long while. Right now I'm giving this full marks, especially for a licensed IP. Final haul. Out of 25 possible Imperial Solari, Dune nets 19. Push it up to 21 if the system doesn't intimidate you. If you like this video, consider subscribing to our channel. We have a lot of great content and different playlists all centered around getting you into more RPGs and making those games better. You can also check out our website at wogd.com for our very own published content. Finally, we have a podcast. It's called Geeks Can't, and it features myself and a few buddies chatting about topics that came up at our gaming tables, Kickstarters, RPG news, and interviewing creators by the dozens. Go give us a listen if podcasts are your thing. It's also recorded live each and every week. Until then, we'll see you next time.